Hello friends, in the present video, we will start a new chapter called Earth Pressure Theories. From the GATE exam point of view, from this chapter, there is a possibility that we may get the 1 mark question or we may have 1 mark question also. It depends upon the examiner. So most probably we can expect 2 marks question on this topic. Okay. Now, in this chapter, we are going to study about what is meant by earth pressure, and also we will see what are the different types of earth pressures, and also we will see different types of theories to find out the earth pressure. Okay. Now, coming to this chapter, if you remember in soil mechanics, already we have found the vertical stress acting in a soil at a point. Suppose if you are considering a soil like this, and imagine this is completely filled with the soil. So in previous videos, we have seen what is the stress acting at a point. Like we have found out sigma z. So there we have seen what is meant by total stress, and also we have seen what is meant by the effective stress, and also we have seen if there is a water table, we already seen the pore water pressure also. But we have already seen these three types of stress in the soil mechanics. Now, what we are going to study, what is meant by earth pressure? The name itself we can say the soil is, the pressure is acting on the soil. So that's why we can call it as earth pressure. But why? That is acting in which direction? For that, let us understand or let us consider a water at rest. Let us consider if there is a pond, let us imagine water is not moving. If you are considering any point, whatever the pressure acting on that point, whatever the direction you consider, what does it say? Pressure is always same. What is that law is called? Pascal's law. But is it applicable for the soil also? If it is a water, so according to Pascal's, we are saying that okay, whatever the direction you consider, your pressure will be same. But it is not like the, or this is case not for the soil. Why? Because if you are talking about the water, that they will not resist any shear stresses. Tau will be equal to 0. But if we are talking about the soil, there will be some, or we can say there will be a resistance because of the shear stress. That's why the stress is not always same in all directions. So we will talk about the stress which is normal to the vertical stress. That means we'll talk it about as a horizontal. There will be some stress that we have to consider in the horizontal direction, or it may be some case inclined also. We will see in which type of cases it will be horizontal and inclined. Let us say this pressure I am representing as a sigma h. Okay, so this pressure we have to find out. So this is what nothing but a earth pressure, or else we will also study it as a lateral earth pressure. What is meant by lateral? Perpendicular to the normal. So we are measuring the stress in most of the cases perpendicular to the normal stress. That's why we are calling it as a lateral earth pressure, or else you can simply call it as a earth pressure also, no problem. So here this lateral earth pressure is generally find out in relation with some constant sigma into V. So this K is nothing but a earth pressure constant. That means we will find out the vertical stress at that point, and then by using some constant, we will find out the horizontal stress. That's what is called the earth pressure. So why this stress is generating? Because for that we have to study about some retaining structures. What is meant by retaining structure? Can you recall the definition? Even though in exam they will not ask about it. What is meant by retaining? So it is retaining something, which is retaining what? A structure simply is retaining soil mass. That means, let us say, if I am having some a level, soil level here, and also I'm having another soil level here. So if I want to construct, or if I want to make sure that this soil will not collapse, what I'll do, I will construct a structure here like this. So if I construct a structure like this, then what will happen? This soil mass will not fall on this level. So this is retaining the soil mass. That's why this is called the retaining structure. So what about the soil will do here? This soil will try to move away, isn't it? But it is retaining by this structure. So in this case, this soil will generate some stress on this retaining structure. So this is called the lateral earth pressure. Because of the arrangements, stresses or pressure will develop in the lateral direction. So those we will call it as a lateral earth pressure. Suppose if you talk about the examples, suppose if there is a river here, imagine if there is a pond, and if you want to connect this level to this level, then obviously what we have to do? We have to construct a bridge like this. So for that, you have to build an abutments like this. So here this side it is completely filled with the soil, isn't it? So this abutment, what it will do? It will not let this soil will move, or it will this whatever this soil mass in this position that will be retained by this abutment. So that's why these are called the retained structures, or we can call it as a retaining structures. So in general, we will call it as a abutments. Similarly, we have different types of retaining structures. That is, we will have the retaining wall. In general, it is constructed with RCC material, and also we may have the sheet pile, and also we may have the abutments of a bridge. Just now we have seen abutments of a bridge. Wherever you want to construct a structure on the hilly areas, or wherever you want to construct a structure on the very slopy areas, there you have to construct a retaining wall. Why? Because let us say if there is a hill like this, and if you want to construct some structure like this, then what will happen? You have to use some foundation here. So there may be some possibility that whatever the soil here that may erode. So to retain the soil as its position, so here normally we will use some retaining structures. Not only here, suppose if you are seeing in a shopping malls, what will happen? For the parking, they are going deep below the ground surface, like basement 1, basement 2, basement 3, like that you are all seeing. If this is the road level, they are going into deep like this, isn't it? Basement 1, basement 2, basement 3. So will the soil mass will retain itself? No. They will try to fall it down because of the properties of the soil. So to retain that, we have to construct a retaining walls such that the soil will be remain at its level. So like that, we can see the number of examples. Okay, we only have to remember that if you are retaining a soil mass, or if you are holding a soil mass, that's what we are calling it as a retaining structures. In those cases, because of the soil, the stresses will develop. So those are called it as a lateral earth pressure. Okay. In the coming videos, we will see what are the types of the lateral earth pressures. Thank you.